2025, Georgia retained their Rugby World Championship, the Springboks dropped the All Blacks into their biggest loss of all time, and Matthew Jalibert did this. But in amongst the Jalibert japes and Jalibert jumps, this was a year in which some rugby was played by some people, and in order to celebrate the best of that rugby, it's time to bring the curtain down on this. The Squidge Rugby Team of the Year 2025. This has been a huge and exhausting year for the channel. I just want to, before we get going into this, really thank everybody for watching as we've gone on over the last 12 months. It's been a weird and exhausting year with a Lions Tour, a World Cup, and constant rugby in between. We're still just a two-person team, yet put out 235 videos and 38 podcasts this year. And I wrote a book. Which is up for pre-order now. Sorry it missed Christmas. There was a whole thing, but it's still up for pre-order now. It'll be out with you very soon. And that's just the stuff we made entirely in-house as well, having appeared elsewhere. But this is all written, edited, fronted, produced, everything by just two of us. It's been a crazy and draining year, and I want to thank everyone who's been a part of it, who's watched over the last 12 months. And now, to conclude it, I think it's time to go on with this. The big one, to end the year. The best chasers, fetchers, carriers, the best back row forwards of 2025. Tadhg Beirne must be exhausted. Over 2025, Tadhg Beirne played a fairly insane 41 professional games in the pack. That's almost an entire top 14 season. There were 9 weeks off between his last appearance with the Lions and his return to Munster for the 25-26 season, but every other week, bar one this year, Tadhg Beirne played rugby. And all but 4, he played the full 80 minutes, hitting at least 70 in every one. And over literally every game he played, he was outstanding. There's become a sort of exhausted but duty-filled energy to Beirne's play these days. His body language at every stoppage seems to suggest he's going to collapse. He's spent, he's done. And yet, then the whistle goes, the next play goes on, and he hits more rucks, makes more tackles, and runs more great angles than anyone else on the pitch. Then, the referee puts the whistle to his lips again, and he looks once again like he's about to collapse in a heap, only to go on moments later and outdo everyone else's stats. It's become an emotional experience from watching someone expend themselves in a way I definitely don't relate to, except where Tadhg Beirne of past was best known for his exuberance and adventure as a second row whilst keeping up the basics. All of that has remained, but the modern Beirne is best typified by his accuracy instead. It's incredibly rare to see Beirne make the wrong selection on a clean out, or not pick the tackle or perfectly disable the ball carrier, whilst always adapting and nailing it. And yet we also have to look at his work with the ball, which is still excellent, the stuff that defined his career for the first half. His hands are brilliant, and he's kept the same angle running and excellence as an edge forward, scoring numerous tries for Ireland, Lions and Munster. Beirne has been brilliant in 2025, and despite how tired he looks, I see no reason he won't carry it on for some years to come. There's a reason. When looking for ways to market the Red Roses in England, sponsors O2 leapt to putting Sadia Kabeya on every billboard they could find, because it just felt fitting that a player who seems to be everywhere on the pitch should, during this World Cup, be everywhere off it. Ellie Kildun was the star, Hannah Bottoman the weapon, but Sadia Kabeya was the engine that powered the Red Roses World Cup win. We often get so carried away with the number of points the Roses score, it's easy to miss the fact the scoreboard has a second number on it. Or, well, very often this year, it didn't. Sadia Kabeya might be the best defensive player in women's rugby right now, a relentless tackle machine and excellent breakdown operator who covers more blades of grass in a game than many tractors do an entire year. Kabeya finished the World Cup as the top tackler in the tournament, her 180 miles ahead of teammate Moana Talling's 90 in second place. The icing on the cake, a remarkable performance in the final, as she almost single-handedly shut down the Canadian attack that wrecked the Black Ferns 8 days earlier, with line speed, pressure, accuracy, and breakdown smarts. Her speed off the ground, ability to disrupt ball and slow it down, critical, filling the field and making a huge 23 tackles on the day. Her attacking side was also on display throughout the World Cup and the rest of the year. A quietly excellent link player, ball handler, ball carrier, yet it's what she did without it that made Sadia Kabeya an undeniable part of the players who need celebrating the most in 2025. This should be Ardie Savea. Ardie has been at his typical best this year, rampaging, maintaining, single-handedly transforming Moana Pacifica and excelling for the All Blacks. His 100th cap against the Springboks, the standout of a busy year. Yet, if I'm honest, Ardie's new age excellence didn't make him the 8-man that really got the blood pumping this year. That was Harry Wilson. There's something remarkably old school about Harry Wilson, including with his name. Like, he's a member of the 1991 Wallabies parachuted across time to help out a struggling set of descendants. His slightly Brexit bowling ball energy hides a real classy, excellent operator, an extremely talented kicker and handler of the ball, who nonetheless looks slightly uncomfortable doing both in a way that's incredibly charming. Harry Wilson gets his team going forward. He crosses the gain line and he thinks, hitting angles, finding soft shoulders, seeking and destroying any weak line in the defensive line. And this year year was the pinnacle of his career so far, captaining the Wallabies to both a hotly contested Lions series and then putting one of the best individual performances of the year at Ellis Park, as Big H scored 2 of the most unlikely tries of the calendar year and consistently being the best player even when his team wasn't performing. As a captain, he probably ties with Tadhg, if not steps ahead. As a leader of the year, his repeated rejection of free to draw level, leading to this winning score against Australia, was a highlight for a guy who just inherently believed in his team and pulled them to even greater heights through his own play. Maybe Ardie is a better player, but in years to come, are you more likely to think back on yet another great year of Ardie Surveyor that will get lost in amongst all the others, or the 12-month spell where that Aussie 8 who looked a bit like a builder, kicked 50-22s and ran rampant at Ellis Park and beyond? When Wilson retires, his 2025 form will come up, and for that reason, it felt like he had to be the man to close out our 2025 Team of the Year. Okay, right, we've mentioned Ardie. Let's go into other honourable mentions, and fair warning, there's a lot of them. Canada's Caroline Crossley probably got nothing like the attention she would have deserved, and possibly could have made an all-female team for picking an out-and-out 6 rather than maybe moving Kabeya over to 6. Whilst Brittany Hogan hit career best form, something also true of Manuel Zuliani, who just seemed to automatically create turnovers. Francesca Scorbini also excellent for the Azzurri. Chanza was typically brilliant for the Wallaroos. Brazil's Larissa Henwood was an absolute workhorse, as was Marcus Kremer, an absolute tackle machine. And Paul Bouderon really kicked on for France, as did Oscar Jegu, who continues to remind me of Justin Tipperick, but with more unfortunate personal life hotel incidents. Kate Williams and Alex Mann both had great years for Wales despite everything, and Japan's pair of captains were both brilliant and tireless. Michael Leach as ever, and Arona Nagata for the Sakura 15. While Samoa's Sui Pararaisha was everywhere, Sio Khaleesi, also very good player. Scotland's whole back row were great, but particular mentions of Jamie Ritchie and Rory Dodge. Karen Pak1, great for Canada Town. Piper Duck was one of the best Wallaroos of the year. Aoife Wafer had some injury troubles, but ridiculously good whenever fit. Froda Tafuna, really great for the USA, try-scoring record through the roof. Alex Matthews and Maddie Fayanati, fantastic for the Red Roses. Peter Larkey, breakthrough year for the All Blacks. Calean Doris, stupidly good for Ireland and Leinster. Like, I don't know if anyone played better than him, but his injury troubles really hurt him. Jack Conan, similar, great for those two teams. Fraser McWright, extremely good this year. Charlotte Escudero for France. Liana Mikel-Tui and Kaipo Olsen Baker, both brilliant for the Black Ferns. Quagga Smith, excellent as always for the Box. Henry Pollock deserves a mention for his breakthrough year, one of the players of the year in a more general sense. And then we get onto the I can't really justify where these aren't in the team players. Tom Curry almost definitely slots into an all-male team this year after his best year in a long time. His brother Ben also worth an honourable mention. Georgia Miller was unbelievably hard to exclude. Pound for pound, one of the best rugby players on the planet, and there's a very good chance we probably actually just moved Kabeya into 6 and put her in at 7 in an all-female team. Wales's Jack Morgan was frankly as good as anybody else in the world whilst playing for a struggling team. The same thing is true of Alex Callender, who is world-class every single week. Pieter Steph du Toit has to be very close once again as always, but another South African, as Hele, probably starts at 8 for an all-female team after somehow playing even better than she did at the last World Cup. Pablo Matera was at his best this year and would have been a very deserving inclusion. Again, can't justify why he isn't in there. And fellow Puma, Joaquin Oviedo, was unbelievable this year. For me, maybe the most underrated performer of 2025. A player who deserves much more than he got, as does that guy we forgot. You're very right. He and or she, both absolutely excellent over the whole of 2025. Evie Gallagher. Evie Gallagher was the person we missed. Yeah, Evie Gallagher, outstanding. Unbelievable for Scotland. Probably should have been in the team. How can we justify that? I can't. Thank you for watching that. I hope you enjoyed it. That brings to the end of... Hold on, sorry. Thank you for watching that. I hope you enjoyed it. That brings us to the end of the year. Yes. It's been a very long year. There's been a Lions tour, there's been a World Cup, there's been all sorts going on.
I will clarify, that doesn't mean it's our final video of 2026.
No, but this is the last thing from 2025 we're doing. We did one more video we recorded in 2025, quite a while ago now.
Yep, and that will be going up soon. If you didn't guess from the little teaser we had on the end of yesterday's video, we are doing box kicking. We're doing a masterclass in box kicking, both tactics and technique, from probably the man who has hung more box kicks than anyone else in the history of international rugby. It is Dan Cole. It's Ben Youngs has done a masterclass with us. That will be up very soon. And we've got more coming in January. Unsurprising to say that Ben Youngs' insight on box kicking is absolutely incredible. It's such a good video. I'm really, really proud of it. I'm really excited to share it with everybody.
So why do teams box kick? Why do they do it so often? How do they box kick? What do you want in a good boxer? What should you be watching for in a good box kick? All of that and more coming. There's also, if you want even more, a book.
Oh,
So
yes.
Rugby, what's that? I wrote that. Hopefully first copy should be going out very, very soon. So we'll see you very soon for more of that. There'll be more coming at some point, but I think we're both going to have a bit of a lie down.
Something like that. And in the meantime, we'll probably end up looking at more Rugby.
What is it?